Welcome back to the 8:30 show. I'm Dave,
I'm Dady.
and on this episode, we talk about P. Diddy.
Tell us about P. Diddy and all his dramas.
So it looks like, as I did my low budget journalism, that all this started back in 2023, back around September, um, when he gave back the publishing rights to all the artists. Um, he did that. A lot of artists weren't happy about it because it had other things attached to that, from what I understand, um, other NDAs, and they didn't want to sign that. Not all the artists, but some of the artists. Um, then, in that same month of September, he gets the key to New York. He receives this based off the Love album, Off the Grid. Keep that in mind. Um, then the following 2 months later, Cassie strikes, and she hits him with the take that lawsuit. And he was like, nah, Playboy, I'ma just settle out. Tomorrow I'ma hit your bank account. Send me the transaction. For y'all that are watching along, it's just gonna rotate and repeat itself. But then you get that. Then other allegations start coming out. Then you get the Joy Dickerson Neil allegation. Um, that one was about revenge porn, and he videotaped her back in '91 and distributed the video across the music industry to show this.
What else?
Then we had a Jane Doe that came out in that same month, same year, 2023 of November, where she also alleges Diddy and Aaron Hall raped her back in 1990. All alleged. This is all alleged. Because of all the turmoil out of these three things, Diddy steps down from Revolt. They try to, Revolt is trying to separate themselves from all that. Then, shit, a month later, here goes another allegation. This time, not only with Diddy, but Harve Pierre, former Bad Boy president, and an unnamed assailant, 17 years old, back in 2023. Then we move forward to January.
No, back in 2003.
Yeah, back in 2003. Then we move forward to 2024. Diddy had this whole lawsuit against Ciroc where he was trying to say that they're racist and yada, yada, yada. And they're trying to block him from being this. Well, guess what? He ends up pulling away from that. Ciroc is now continued to be owned by its parent company, as well as De Leon Tequila, which they moved on without Puffy. Then you move on down to February. Then you get Little Rod, as I said. Little Rod comes out with his lawsuit. And that all stems from back last year, with the whole Key, the Love album,
Excuse me.
where he talks about a bunch of allegations and a bunch of things that happened. And then it leads us to current present day, where Mr. Combs had all of his houses raided all at the same time. You know why? Because the feds don't fuck around. They don't play. When they come a knocking, they come a knocking. And they don't care what you got to say. They doing what they gonna do. They got what they got. And if they come that far, please believe they got something. They got enough to get a warrant. So that was the news for P. Diddy. We got some footage of the raid. Go ahead and get that queued up for everybody to see. I thought it was interesting that
from Miami Beach.
that
This
they
is
did
his
it at
home
the
in
same
Star
time.
Island. Live pictures where Homeland Security investigators are right now on the scene. We're told this is part of a federal investigation into human trafficking led out of the Southern District of New York. Once
stuttered
again,
that
you're
shit
looking at live pictures from the home of Sean Combs, also known as Diddy. HSI is on the scene right now. We also do have video from his home in Los Angeles. HSI Los Angeles is on scene there, and you can see it is a big scene outside of this big home. We're told that this is
That's the
a
one in,
breaking situation. We
think that's
don't have any word if there's an arrest that's imminent, but you can see
or
heavily
Homely
armed
Hills,
vehicles
Homely
and
Home.
officers
Yeah.
and agents are
I'm never saying
outside
that
the
shit right.
home right now. This is a developing story, not only in Los Angeles, but right here
It's a
in
nice
South
home.
Florida.
Nice home. Yeah, so apparently he had 3 places raided. I couldn't find any footage of the place in New York that got raided. A lot of people were talking about how they didn't understand why they rode up the way they did, you know, with
It's a
all
fucking
the
raid.
yeah, it's a raid with all the with all the heavy artillery and
It's a raid.
it's not the state, it's the feds. And let's be honest, Puffy got money and he's got these big ass homes. I mean, they're coming, and the allegations that have been floating around throughout social media. You think the feds ain't looking at that? I mean, what do people think? The feds ain't listening to that? I mean, there was allegations that he blew up Kid Cudi's car.
Yeah.
Like, why would the feds say, "Oh, that must be just BS"? I mean, Kid Cudi said his car got blown up. He didn't say Puffy did it, but his car got all the way bloated it up, all the way. So why would they play? You know, they're not there to play. They're not there to play games. They don't do that for fun. They on the job. They called the Alphabet Boys for a reason. They are not playing around. So yeah, when there's a raid, everyone gets handcuffed.
Why
That's in
don't
the
you
house.
explain what the Alphabet Boys means?
Alphabet Boys means
Because some people listening may not know what that means.
the Alphabet Boys is the what is it? The FBI, the CIA, NSA, whatever other 3 letters. Them the Alphabet Boys. When they come mounted up, they be like regulators. ABC boys be there. Then they get the local gang to join in to fill in the ranks. All the state law enforcement, you know, like LAPD. I don't know, Miami-Dade County PD. I don't know if Star Island's in Dade County,
Who
but
gives a fuck?
yeah, they get the local police to fill in the ranks. You know, the niggas that can't shoot. they go empty the whole clip. But yeah, so they mobilized this. I thought it was tremendous at how they did this. I mean, 3 locations. We don't have footage of the 3rd location, but just the 2 locations alone. Star Island is not, you know, it ain't. You need access to get into Star Island. You can't just.
You think they can't get access?
Well, I'm not saying that they can't get access. I'm just saying that, you know, this is a secluded area. Think of it as like, you know, a gated community, but it's an island.
Yeah, I
Man-made
hear
island.
you, but what does that have to do with anything? If the law enforcement's coming, they're coming.
What I mean by that is most of the people that are there are very all the people there are very wealthy, got yachts in the backyard. You know what I mean? Like he had a spot in Star Island.
I'm trying to understand what you mean by that. Like
Unlike
he can't get like he can't catch it
no
because he's got money or he lives on this island. What is I don't understand what that means.
Unlike the Homeby Hills Estates, however the fuck, you know, I got speech impediments, y'all.
Yeah,
Just let me live. Just let me
Uh-huh.
live. You know, we can go up there and go and see these places. You can't get onto Star Island. A regular schmo just can't get up there. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
but
That's what I mean by that.
what regular schmoes getting up there other than Chota? Like that's who went.
But that's what I was saying. Like, you know, you just can't walk up in there and look around.
There, you're talking about the common man.
Common man.
Got it.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's you weren't clear on that.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
So, you know, he goes off and flies away. We all think he flew away on his jet, but he wasn't on his jet. People were upset about how they had Justin and King Combs handcuffed, but
Who is
like
people?
social media society, the people that were watching it saying that's wrong. Why they got the boys in handcuffs? Let me tell you something, people. When there's a raid, everybody gets handcuffed. That's in the
Yeah.
place. They'll sort that out later.
Yep. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
They're not gonna go down for that ship. They're gonna make sure that they secure whoever's there.
yeah,
Like, yeah, that makes sense to me.
yeah. You're gonna get cuffed and stuffed, and your ID and your
Do I
ID is
like
gonna be
it?
taken.
No, but that's what they
That's the
do.
procedure. That's the
Yeah.
protocol. Now, I don't know if they like roughed them up, slammed them on the hood, then stuffed them in the back of the car. LAPD will do something like that, allegedly. Because I don't want them later on seeing this video and be like, oh, hey, Dave, we saw that video. Guess what?
Rough you up. Little
Slam
eye
you in the back
gouge.
of the car.
Little eye gouge.
you know, all that. But yeah, that's how they roll. When there's a raid. I didn't see anything wrong with it other than like, wow, that's crazy. That's all I saw was that's crazy. Wait a minute. Oh, then it was, oh wait, another home. They did it at the same time. Oh, they got something. They got something. Comes to find out, as the story is developing, I'm hearing alleged reports that you know they have been investigating for a while. So I feel like what they said was months. So I feel like the allegations came about from the Cassie lawsuit.
Yeah.
And then they started looking at it because, as of right now, I think the FBI has been more strict with the trafficking, sex trafficking. They own them pimps and hoes like a motherfucker right now. But yeah, they on that right. They on that time right now. Ever since Epstein. What?
Go ahead.
What? It looked like you had something to
Nah,
say.
it's just, to me, they ain't on it. They are not on it because it's still happening. And that shit is just like fucking worldwide. It's not just in our backyard. That shit is world motherfucking wide. And it's still happening. I see videos all the motherfucking time about like kids getting abducted, young ladies getting abducted.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit is still happening.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, watch out for what they put on your car and all this and that. But to me, the shit is still happening. So obviously
What I mean
the
by
shit their shit ain't working. I get that they're on top of it, but they ain't fucking on top of it because these motherfuckers are allegedly being paid off. You know
uh,
what I mean? And
I
that's why shit is the way it is, because you mean to tell me in all this time that no one like can stop this? Like it's crazy. But what the fuck do I know?
I don't know anything about being paid off or anything like that.
I said allegedly.
I don't well I don't doubt that people are being paid off. I mean, with money comes a lot of devious deeds, um, especially when you're dealing with governments and you're paying off people for this. Um, but apparently, they're on that kind of time. I mean, they did it to Puffy, they did it to Epstein. However, we're still waiting on the Epstein list, which will never come out. Um,
I'm not waiting for shit. If
it ain't never coming out.
if it ever comes
But
out. I highly doubt it will because like right now they're trying to say that he's being railroaded so
who?
that Diddy so that that list doesn't come out, and then they're talking about how no one's coming after Dan Schneider for his shit, the whole quiet on the set thing. No one's coming for him. They're railroading Diddy. But my thing is like, why can't he be responsible for his shit? You know what I mean? Maybe he's the hot ticket right now. He's the big fish. And they already got what's his name, Epstein. He's dead. Like who else are you trying to catch, or what are you trying to do? Like, but that's just regular people. Who the fuck knows what they're doing behind closed doors? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But back to Diddy.
Yeah. Well, that's all I'm saying. Like, they're saying he's the fall guy. I don't believe that. I really don't, because the stories about him have been making their rounds like for years and years and years. Now, I don't know if any of that is true, but a lot of the people that have come out saying shit about him have been labeled crazy. Are they crazy now? Like, is it crazy now? Are you all believing it now, or is that person or those people still crazy? And that's the unfortunate part about people with power. No one wants to believe that they would do something like that, but the ego on some of these people is just over inflated, and they think they can get away with these things, and it's not looking good for him when you settle with your ex because of the allegations she made about you. Like, that doesn't look good for you. So, just saying.
Um, I think people are looking at regardless of celebrity period, because everything that came out with Henry Weinstein, or Harvey Weinstein, I'm sorry, Bill Cosby, which I don't 100% believe every woman that came out for Bill Cosby. I do believe that what he did was what he did. He
Mm.
testified to doing that, regardless if it was supposed to be sealed or not. He still said, yeah, he did that. So yeah, I do believe that he did that. Um, with Diddy, I mean, we've grown up in the 90s. We've heard these things. We've heard all of these type of stories for years and years and years about the entertainment business, specifically the music entertainment business side. I am not surprised by it. I am surprised that it took as long as it's taking for it all to start to come to light. I People are saying, oh, people are attacking a black man. No, people are attacking a predator if this is what Diddy is. And let's call a spade a spade. Um, we're not talking about somebody who has allegations of money laundering, white collar crime. These are allegations of some heinous acts allegedly. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And that is not to be taken lightly, and that is not to be taken um, in a way that people should ignore. Um, some of these allegations in these lawsuits is horrendous. I mean, Cassie's alone, I didn't even want to read the other ones, because I'm like, after reading Cassie's, it's like, well, what else? What else do I need to know? you know,
Yeah.
you had his bodyguard Gene Deal coming out with stories before all this happened as well. I mean, you think
And
the
again, made to look crazy.
yeah, and you think that people like the governments, like the FBI, aren't looking at those things? I mean, they've said they've looked at these things, and I don't understand why people think that they don't. They look. I mean, you have law enforcement looking at social media all the time. You should know by these rappers who get arrested based off of their social medias. In regular people get arrested off of their social media. What makes you think that these things aren't being investigated in that way? You put your life on social media as an open book. Well, people are reading, even if you don't want them to read it, and you want to think that people are snitching on you. No, you probably snitched on yourself, and they got that as evidence. Remember, everything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
So, I'm gonna give a perfect example. So, uh family member of mine was telling me some cheese mess, some gossip, and she sent screenshots. And we laughed, whatever. It wasn't even like, that big
Hmm.
a deal. But the story was taken down within the hour
Okay.
because, you know, that person got blasted or whatever happened. Um but when I went to tell you, I told you the internet got receipts because she took a screenshot of the story.
Hmm.
And that's what happens to everybody. Everybody's like, "Oh, it was a post and delete." So a lot of people think that their shit doesn't get out there,
It's
and it
never a post
does.
and delete. It's always a post screenshot
Somebody is
then delete.
screenshotting that shit.
Best believe. I mean, but that's it. Doesn't even have to be in your inner circle. It could just be people reporting on it like
No, but
us.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. That's what I'm saying. It's that easy. I will go onto someone's page and I'll be the first one there.
Yeah.
The first one to either like it or make a comment. It just so happens that I opened it up at that exact moment.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Back to the 8:30 show.
At that exact moment, and I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Maybe I take a screenshot to send it to him or
Yeah.
to my girlfriend or to whoever, and all of a sudden it gets taken down because there's allegations of I don't give a fuck and I don't know what the fuck and who the fuck, and all of a sudden I'm the one with that screenshot. No one else has it, but I got it. So now I'm gonna go and do my
Yeah.
thing with it, right? But that's what happens with your social media, especially when you're famous.
That's why I be standing on my social media. I be on business, as they say. What they say, I'm on business. I don't give a shit. I be standing on it. I be like, I'm tired of this place. I don't want to be here no more. I be on business.
It's stand on business.
Yeah, I be standing on something.
He's standing on bullshit right now. Anyway,
But okay, so during the LA raid or the Miami raid, one of these raids, Puffy's private jet took off. And what it was reported was Puffy's jet took off and he wasn't on the jet. Which when I heard that, I was like, he going to somewhere where there ain't no extradition.
yeah,
When I
everybody's
heard,
saying he's on the run and
yeah,
yada yada yada, and I don't think that's what it was. I think that was
yeah,
just to throw people off so that he can go ahead and throw all the shit away while everyone's looking over there, and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
over here.
Yeah, but see, that's where I was.
Smoke and mirrors.
That's also where I was at with it. I wasn't thinking that he was on the run on the plane. I was thinking he sent the plane one way and he went the other way.
But else, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yep, that's what I thought. Because that's, to me, that's a chess move. Taking a plane and flying it out is a
I
checkers
don't know
move.
about I don't know about chess moves.
It's a chess move because
He's been playing chess. He playing checkers now because
he
they're
has
on to him.
he has no choice
They're
but to
on to
play
him.
checkers at this point.
That's what I'm saying though. He was playing chess and then somewhere along the line he fucked up. That ego got too big.
Yeah.
And
How you gonna have video evidence on VHS? Nigga, like VHS, like I don't condone anything that he's being alleged of, but let me tell you something. After the Cassie lawsuit, I would have destroyed every single iota of
But
evidence.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what makes you think that he didn't?
I hope he did.
I'm pretty sure that he did. And if he kept it, what a fucking dummy. But what if that's what he did? He destroyed everything right after her shit. He's like, go burn that shit. Don't keep nothing. And he did.
It would have been a waiting to exhale moment, like when she go outside and burn all this shit. That would have been how I would have done it.
The car.
A bonfire of all the hard drives, all the VHS. I mean, does he have Betamax?
My thing. So regardless of the videotapes and all of that shit, if he really did that shit to Cassie, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you for you to do that to a human being? Like, I understand that we should be asking, what the fuck is wrong with you for letting them? But what about you who did it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that shit. Like, well, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Because
why would you do that to somebody? He kicked this girl in the face, allegedly. You know what I mean? Kicked her in the motherfucking face. He used her like she was a piece of shit. And man, it just blows my mind. If you ain't read it, go read it. Because it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I won't read it again.
We covered it on a previous episode. But that's because a lot of people don't realize that the P stands for predator. That's why. Allegedly. Don't come suing me, Diddy. You in enough trouble as it is. I think I could take you with my little chump change at this point. I think I could get you. I mean,
the issue for me with all of it is not just him though. It's not just him.
It's everybody from the
No,
90s.
no, no, it ain't everybody. Let's not put that out there because you ain't hearing about certain people doing shit like this.
Yeah.
You're hearing about Harvey Weinstein doing this, uh, Diddy doing this, all these other Hollywood people, producers, actors. It's fucking crazy. And the thing is that people keep quiet because they don't want to muddy the waters, and but it happens to someone else, and don't you want to take responsibility for that part?
Yeah.
It happened to somebody else, and you could have stopped that from happening
Well,
by speaking up. But then it's again, it's just it's very difficult, especially when you don't have proof.
well, going back to the plane,
Sorry.
it seems like that the people on the plane were arrested. I don't know if all the people on the plane were arrested. I do know that Brendan Paul, one of his right hand associates, who allegedly would get the all the narcotics and things like that and pay off the sex workers, um, he was on there and he got arrested. Let's play the footage. What you got here? So that's him right there, him and Diddy. It's Brendan Paul. Cuffed and motherfucking stuffed. And there's the mugshot from Dade Corrections and Rehabilitation from the county. Yeah. Bye, Brendan. So that was Brendan Paul. He's tied up in this allegation. He's a person of interest. Now here's the theory that I've been hearing, which I think is a theory that does have legs. He could potentially flip because if they don't have super hard facts, that dude has it.
Yeah.
And they can, if they flip him, Diddy's washed. Diddy's washed because he'll have receipts for all that stuff.
Mm.
He'll have the
if
receipts.
if they flip him.
Yeah, I think
That's
they'll
if.
flip him.
You think so?
Oh,
You
yeah.
never know.
Yeah. They're gonna flip this.
You
boy.
never know, because he might have promised them, like, I'll take care of you. You got to just do the time for me, and blah blah blah. And because you know how that goes. You know how that goes.
Yeah. But if he's a smart person, he would have looked back at the year when Puffy was with J-Lo and Shine took the rap for that.
You heard what he just said.
What?
If he's smart.
Yeah.
He just got arrested.
Yeah, he ain't smart. He ain't smart. So
prove him a point right there.
But I'm saying if he's smart, he'll know that what happened with Shine is going to happen with him. Diddy's going to leave him in the lurch as soon as he takes it. Oh, you take that, Playboy. Go ahead, Playboy. Take that. Take that. You seen what happened with Shine? Now Shine got to stay in Belize. I think he can come back to the U.S. now. I think he's rehabilitated. I don't know. He's a diplomat, so he may be able to move around. But yeah, and now you have that woman who was shot, who was saying all the while, all these many years, that no, it was never Shine, it was Puffy that shot me, when he was going by the moniker of Puffy. So I don't know. I don't know
I don't
what's gonna.
understand why these people who get into this industry, no matter what it is, whether it be music, whether it be sports, whether it be acting, insist on doing gang shit when you are on this path. Why? Who?
Because
understand
because the criminal lifestyle in hip hop music has been glorified, and the criminal lifestyle is what sells, and these record labels have this agenda to push the criminal lifestyle to everyone to listen to it, and it's a revolving door, and people get hype because music specifically is tied to your emotional senses and awareness, and you get all emotional about music. You do not get emotional about um, movies, visual stuff like that.
Yeah,
But music
but
is
you
different.
got like, okay, so one of the actors from Smallville, he got caught years and years ago moving some pounds of weed. I
Hmm.
mean, he was an actor. You
Hmm.
know, I don't know where the path went after he left Smallville, but that's where the path led him
To jail.
to jail. But, and this isn't alleged, this actually
Yeah.
happened. So
Same with the dude from
but
Juice.
here's my I don't understand like what led you to that homegirl. The girl on Smallville,
Sex trafficking.
sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
So I feel like a lot of these actors who end
Mm.
up going and doing crime like that, I feel like a lot of the time they're doing that because they're used to a certain amount to a certain lifestyle, and they're not making that money to get that lifestyle, and now they think, oh well, I'll just sell a little bit of weed.
Well, that'll be adjusted in jail for you.
I'll sell a little bit of this weed.
That'll be adjusted when they come
You
shoot
know,
you up and now you're dead. Like I
I'll
don't
push a little bit of
understand it.
coke. I'll sell a little bit of meth.
Man, that shit is crazy.
I'll push a little something.
It's I get it if you grew up in the hood and that's what all you know and that's what you do. I get that. But someone who made it, I can't imagine. Now I'm not saying that it's not possible.
Mhm.
I wouldn't put that on her, but I can't imagine Cardi B out here doing her thing like that. You know what I mean?
At
She's
this
on
point, no.
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's on that path. Why the fuck would you veer from that? You got these football players fucking killing people. Like, what the fuck?
Hmm.
I don't understand. Like, you have it going the fuck on, and you're on that path. I don't get why this thug lifestyle, this criminal lifestyle appeals to you. That makes no fucking sense to me.
Again, because society
So they're weak minded, is what you're telling me,
weak
because they
mind.
can't make up their own minds. Why would you want to put yourself in that situation?
They're not weak minded. They are strong minded because they chose that for themselves.
No, because you're talking about society. What the
I'm
fuck
saying,
is. Go
if
ahead,
you
go
would have
ahead, go
let me
ahead.
finish,
Sorry.
what I was trying to say was society sells this criminal lifestyle and glorifies it. So they are fulfilling that what they have been sold.
Weak. So can't think
So
for themselves.
so
Has society selling them that fucking drug?
so
Wow.
they're taking that imagery and ideology and taking upon themselves, even though they're multimillionaires. And this is why you have people going to jail for dumb shit. Why would you sell weed? Why would you sell coke and you're a multimillionaire? Because there's a certain lifestyle that you got to present to the people because you're supposed to be this type of person.
Okay.
That's what it is.
I said okay.
That I
I don't.
mean,
To me that is someone who is weak minded, who's out here trying to prove. You ain't got to prove shit. You don't have to prove nothing, but you're dumb enough to feel the need to do that.
you,
Like to me, that's weak mind.
you know what the greatest drug on this earth is?
Tell me, baby.
The greatest drug on this earth is keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, the fuck it is.
That's the greatest drug on this world.
It really is.
Is keep trying to keep up with the Joneses. People, that's why I said people are doing this because they have this whole idea and image in their head, and they're like, oh well, I'll just sell a little bit of this. I'll sell a little bit of that. Nobody will suspect me because look who I am. Until you get caught.
Yeah, no.
And we've heard these stories time and time again.
Fuck
We're
all that.
you know, and we're not even talking on the sexual exploits of things. We're just talking about just the criminality of this stuff. And it's the strongest drug. It's so strong that you got commoners, regular folk doing it thinking it's cool as well.
No, I get that.
You know, I'm gonna spend all my money to get, some J's instead of taking that money and investing it in something to make yourself better. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go in and buy this Louis belt instead of taking that money and investing it and making it something better, because
No, I
you're trying to
totally
keep
get.
an
I
image up.
totally agree with you.
And to me, that's the
Excuse me.
greatest drug on this earth is people trying to keep up with the Joneses.
For sure.
They're too busy looking over the fence to see what Mr. Jones got instead of looking at their own yard and saying, let me hook my yard
And then
up.
you got the motherfuckers that'd be like, I'm taking it from Mr. Jones.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
There's always gonna be that aspect of it.
Let me tell you, I'm living a low key lifestyle when my time comes. Like, I ain't gonna be out here like that. Fuck that.
But
I ain't trying to give my shit away. And I ain't trying to tell everybody, like, hey, look at me. Like it just, what was it? Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Richard Lewis bought a Bentley.
And got robbed.
He's like, what are you doing? Why do you buy a Bentley? He's like, I like it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're going to get robbed. So he goes and picks them up so they could go play golf, I think. And what happens? Gets robbed.
For the golf clubs and their money.
No, they didn't get robbed for the golf clubs.
No, he kept the putter.
No, he left the golf clubs because the cops came. He just took his wallet and shit. And that's when Larry found out that he had the illegal putter.
Mind you, Larry sold him out to the robber because he was like, yeah, just roll your window, roll it in. That's how you roll it down. And then, pop the trunk. Yeah, you push that button right there. That's how you push it.
You see, you're getting robbed. It's funny, but it's true though. Yeah. Like, you can't have nice shit no more.
Yeah.
Especially with these fucking laws, man, they don't give a fuck.
Well, not only that, you got wolves and hyenas out here that'll follow people around just to rob you.
Man.
I mean, look at, I know we're going off tangent and going off topic, but there was an article where a lot of these people that were doing these smash and grabs were being funded by other people, wealthy people, to do it so that they can sell it on the black market on eBay. Yeah, everybody's got to keep up with the Joneses. Somebody's got it. Everything's worth a buck.
That's for real. Yeah.
And so that's why I say the greatest drug on this planet is keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, I went off on my own tangent about how Diddy's over here trying to be a gangster and, doing all this stupid shit when he should be enjoying his life. What is this going to do to his kids? What if, what is this going to do to his family?
Let me tell you.
They don't think about that. A lot of people don't think about their kids when they do stupid shit like this.
Diddy's in his 50s. Any crime that he has done or is convicted of doing and he gets sentenced, if it ain't 1 year, it's a life sentence. It's a life sentence. He's black. Black people, typically don't have a long longevity lifespan. It's unfortunate, but it is the going average. Mm-hmm. There are outliers in that regard, but anything he does is going to be a life sentence.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, look at Keefe D with the whole Tupac murder situation. Any sentence he get, it's a life sentence.
Yeah.
Suge Knight. Suge Knight has been on the podcast that he has talking about, come on down, Diddy, I keep the bunk warm for you because you belong here with me too.
Something about Brother Love ain't gonna work in jail or some shit like that.
Brother Love's gonna work in jail, but it ain't gonna be the type of work he looking for. They gonna get your booty hole.
Oh my God.
What Cat Williams say? I saved my virgin ass for all these years. Well, P. Diddy, I'm sorry. They may go ahead and get yours. Yeah. And they don't condone to the type of behavior that you being accused of in the penitentiaries. They do not.
It's really unfortunate because a lot of people are coming out. I'm telling you, this is the year of reveals. Everybody's coming out with their story and how they've been abused in Hollywood and, who was the other person, Little Rod, and his accusations, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then somewhere in there, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s name was thrown in it at some point, I heard.
Yeah. So I can tell you what's up with the Cuba Gooding Jr. situation. Yeah. Apparently, Lil Rod's lawsuit, he's claiming that Diddy was grooming him to hook up with Gooding in the studio. I guess it happened where Diddy was like, "Y'all should get to know each other a little better," and then he left. And then Cuba
My
starts
God.
to fondle his leg and lower back and this and that, and like, I don't know. I don't know. I It sounds so far fetched, but it could be fucking real. I have no idea at this point in time in life. I don't. All I know is the one thing my grandmother always told me: everybody's, one person to lie on you, everybody ain't.
Yeah.
Somebody's telling the truth. All lies about you of the same lie ain't a lie. It is truth. How far that truth is being, bended or manipulated that's beyond my comprehension. But it just sounds like all these allegations that are coming down on Diddy, they all they all seem to stem around the same type of thing. It's all about sexual exploits, trafficking, and these type of things. And I mean, it is what it is at this point. I mean, I hope his legal team, and I hope he has enough money to fight it, because it's going to be a fight. The federal government has what is it, a 90% conviction rate.
Yeah.
So when the alphabet boys come a knocking, they ain't coming to ask you how the weather is. He hasn't been indicted on anything yet, but I think that they're in the middle of still gathering evidence, and I think that's what the raid was about, was to gather any additional evidence that they can get based on the previous lawsuits that were put forth in federal court, civil or not. So good luck with that, Diddy. Good luck.
I mean, I wish him. Sure. Yeah.
Good luck. That's all I
Good
can say.
luck, buddy. He's just a long list of people who are out there doing shit like that, and again, these are all allegations towards him, but there's other people who have actually been convicted.
Mhm.
There's the Harvey Weinstein situation, and him sexually assaulting the person who spearheaded the Me Too movement, which was Rose McGowan. And
Mhm.
then you got the R. Kelly situation with the whole young girls thing. I saw a video the other day where people, co-stars of Charles in Charge, they're accusing Scott Baio of abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, even sexual abuse.
Mhm.
Then you got, just recently, Russell Simmons came up because someone named Drew Dixon, he claims that he sexually assaulted them in 95. This is, I don't
Well,
know.
Russell escaped to Bali. I don't know how
Well,
that's
they
working
served
out.
him out there. That was the story. This past week, I believe.
But what does that
Then
mean, though? He got
I don't know.
served, but
He got
he can't
served,
get. Can
but
they take him from Bali?
no,
You
I
know what I
don't think
mean?
so.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know the law like that. I'm just telling you what it
yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah.
And then Rebel Wilson came out that Borat was abusive.
Yeah,
That
I
just
read
came
that.
out this past week. She has a book coming out, and she's basically airing that out. Corey Feldman, Corey Haim, that has been out for years that they've been abused in the
Hmm.
industry. And Charlie Sheen has come up, and somehow that has been silenced. Why is his name popped up? I don't understand.
What's up with
I
Charlie Sheen?
They're claiming that he was abusive to one of the Corys. I think
Mm.
the one that did Rudy. I think that was the name of the movie.
You know what? I don't
Or
think I
no,
ever
or
watched Rudy.
Lucas. I forgot what
I
it was
don't.
called.
I've never watched
Not
either
Rudy,
one of these
Lucas.
movies.
It was a 80s movie where he was a young kid too. One of the
Hmm.
Corys, I believe it was Corey Haim. And he was verbally abused by him, and then I don't know what else, something else they're talking about, but this is just allegations. This is all alleged.
Yeah.
One of the I mean, this has been going on for a long time. This didn't just start with the whole Me Too movement. This has been going on for decades.
It's part of Hollywood.
It is a part of Hollywood. One of the oldest ones that I've heard, and I've heard a lot because I'm very intrigued with old actors and actresses and old black and white movies. Like I love some of my favorites are from the 30s and 40s. And Shirley Temple was one of those actresses who came out saying that a producer at MGM exposed himself to her when she was 12.
Mm.
Another one tried to sexually assault her when she was 17. Someone very famous. He was a producer. And this is just a very telling thing of Hollywood. I just watched Quiet on the Set. That's something that just came out. It's on HBO Max, and it's all about the whole like early 2000s Nickelodeon TV shows
Yeah.
like what was it, Drake and Josh and the Amanda Show and all these other shows,
iCarly.
iCarly, yeah, Zoe 101. So all of that, and it's interesting to watch, and it's disgusting, but it's interesting to watch because you don't look at it like that. And see, this, I was already an adult. I wasn't watching none of this as a kid. My niece was watching this as a kid, and you don't realize how much these kids were being sexualized until you actually have someone pointing it out. And the things that they wore were inappropriate. You have what's her name, Ariana Grande, sucking on her toes, splashing water on herself like she's, like someone's doing stuff to her, like throwing their stuff on her.
Yeah.
And some of the shots, like sometimes things are get splattered in their faces, and it looks like a cum shot. Like it's low key like pedophile
It's
like,
innuendo.
it's very much. And Dan Schneider is the main person they're talking about, how he's a predator, and that he walked that very fine line. But a lot of people are talking about this. They talk about Amanda Bynes, and we all seen where Amanda Bynes is in life now. And my heart goes out to her, because if she was abused like they claim that she was, I feel for her. If you watch it and you see this little girl when she was young, and you go look at her now, and I'm sorry to say this, I don't mean to shit on her, but the light in this little girl's eyes when she first started in the business, wow. She had the potential to be one of the greatest comedians in the industry, and they destroyed her. This industry seems to have destroyed her, and a lot of people are accusing Dan Schneider of doing that. Somewhere online, I've been seeing the post over and over again of her through different feeds where they show her when she was young and she had the Amanda Show and she was starting out, and they talk about how this is alleged. It just keeps coming up that she was pregnant at 13 by this man, and he forced her to get an abortion. That's not on Quiet on the Set. I don't I watched the whole thing, and I'm thinking of watching it again, because I think to myself, did I miss it? Because I really didn't stop watching it. I watched it all the way through because it was interesting. It was a very interesting thing. It just, you don't want to believe that this is happening.
Yeah.
You don't. You
And-
don't. This is someone's child. This is someone's child. And the things that they were saying, like they found several predators, sexual predators for these kids on the show, and some of them went to jail for it. One of them was Drake Bell. He came out saying that he was sexually assaulted, abused by, what's his name, Brian Peck, which was a dialogue coach. He worked on the show. He did he played little small parts on a lot of the episodes that a lot of the shows that they did. And they all trusted him, and he was very loving and caring, and yada yada. And shout out to his Drake Bell's girlfriend's mom, who noticed what was happening, because God only knows when this man would have been exposed. And how many other times has this happened? And not just him, but with other people. Another guy on the show, I don't remember his fucking name because he's really irrelevant, but he did the same shit. He was sending messages, exposing himself to these little girl actresses, being friendly with them, emailing them like, you're a grown ass fucking man. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? So that just says a lot about that industry. Now everybody's like, what about the parents? What about the parents? I i can't really speak on the parents because I think I'm not a parent, so I can't really say much on that. But biggest concern my biggest concern is that they didn't bring up on Quiet on the Set was, what about the execs at Nickelodeon? Who approved all of this shit? Who was the one that said, haha, that's funny. Let's have Amanda, what is her, Ariana Grande suck on her toes. Who approved all of this? Like, there has to be someone on top, at the top. Dan Schneider has to answer to someone. Why isn't that person being prosecuted? Why aren't those people, you know what I mean? Like, why is he the only one being called out? Not that he shouldn't be called out, because he should. It's disgusting what he did. Honestly, like, and it's just rampant, honestly, in Hollywood. It's rampant in Hollywood the way this documentary tells it. They're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. And it just makes me sad for some of these kids like Drake Bell, Amanda Bynes. It just it makes me sad for them because they have to live with this for the rest of their lives. They have to live with this. And the crazy part about it was, in the documentary, Drake Bell admits to him now as an adult, uh, got caught sending messages to someone underage. So this is what happens to a lot of kids when they've been abused. Then they become the predator because that's what appeals to them, because that's what happened to them as a kid.
So where can they
Not all.
watch?
Not
Where can
all.
they watch this?
It's on HBO Max.
Got it. Got it. And how
Um
many parts is the
it's
series?
got 4 parts to it. It's
How,
very interesting and it's very sad.
how long are the parts?
I think they're an hour long, but I'm not 100% sure. But it was very disgusting and sad, and the one that really really broke my heart to watch was Amanda Bynes, because um she's been destroyed.
Only reason I know Amanda Bynes is because, again, the things that she did as far as an actress were not in my age bracket. I was well above the age of
Yeah.
watching her shows. Um, it was because of all of the stuff that happened to her that was being publicized on just TV, the news,
Yeah.
things that were happening that were going on with her, her breakdowns.
She had a great career. She was really headed somewhere, and somewhere along the line something happened, and I heard that she has all these different issues, but I didn't see any of that in those videos. But you don't know these people. I don't know this person. I didn't see her day in and day out. I don't know what illnesses people
Yeah.
have. I just found out recently. I have a friend that I've been friends with for 30 years, and he told me recently, I want to say last year or so, that he has autism. I can't tell. I really don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know. Everybody has their quirks, everybody has a thing, something that they just are, or whatever it is, and all of a sudden it's just labeled as something and you just didn't know,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
in the Amanda Bynes situation, I don't know if it's something that is a hereditary trait, or is it just from the trauma that she endured as a child, and this is what it is at this point. You know what I mean? she has issues. She
It
has
just it makes
mental
it
issues.
it makes me sad for people, especially for kids, because they have to grow up and this is in their mind forever. They have to live with this forever. And the amount of hours of therapy that it would take to really get past that has to be a big amount, and I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable.
Um, that's if they get therapy.
That's if
Um,
they get
a
therapy.
lot of people end up going to drugs for their therapy
That's
and
true.
self-medicating,
That's
and
true.
you see a lot of people that most of the people you see that are on drugs, a lot of it has to do with mental health issues that they didn't resolve from either childhood or adult traumas, and they turn to drugs, and then
Yeah.
before you know it, they're addicted to it. And it wasn't most 90% of the time it's not somebody saying, oh, I just wanted to try it, and next thing you know, bam, I'm hooked on cocaine. It was, a low point in their life, and they tried it, and then they
Yeah, I get
escaped,
that.
and they became addicted to drugs. And
No, and I
it's a sad
understand that.
sad it's a sad hole to fall in. um sad situation for those kids. I feel like a lot of I feel like in most cases children should not be on television shows like that. They should not be leads, or because I know Hollywood is so horrendous. Um, you really have to guard children. You really have to guard them, as if they are truly precious things. And people don't do that. People don't do that at all. And these parents, a lot of the times you hear about parents who they're only they're only doing it because they're getting the financial windfall. Look at Britney Spears. You know what I mean?
Man,
We saw her go through all that. You know what I mean? Um,
they fucked her up too.
yeah. And now that's why when I see Britney on social media and she's dancing around with knives and stuff, I don't really trip on it. It's just like, that's Brit.
I
You know.
I support I support her. I do. I never, when she was out there singing and doing her, I didn't give a fuck about her.
But you knew
I
about her.
didn't. Yeah, I knew who she was. Yeah, absolutely. But when she was out there singing and dancing and her albums were, I didn't give a fuck about it. I didn't listen to her music. That's not what I was into. So I didn't care. I didn't hate her. I didn't, I just didn't care for her. But hearing what she went through and seeing how she's turned out, I support her because it took a long time for her to be free.
Hmm.
And her little dancing videos, I'm a like each one because she's free to do that.
But that's what I'm saying.
No, I get that. I'm just expressing
Yeah,
my
yeah,
part.
yeah, yeah,
Like, she's free to do that now. She ain't got somebody standing over her shoulder saying, "No, you can't do that."
yeah.
She's not being held back from any of that. She can do whatever she wants. She want to be naked on Instagram, go girl, do it. Because all for the past, I don't know how long, someone has been telling her that she couldn't do anything. She couldn't breathe, she couldn't eat, she couldn't take a break, like she couldn't do a motherfucking thing. So if she wants to be out here showing herself, so be it. I support her, just like I support Amanda Bynes. Like, she wanted to, she was, I saw her on TikTok the other day, and again, that it kills me to see her because it's like they ripped that part of her out. Again, if you see her prior to all her dramas and all the things that were going on, and now, there's such a huge difference in this person. It's absolutely night and day. And I support her because I feel like no one does, and I'm not supporting the bad shit, but if she wants to talk about getting hair extensions, do it. Get your hair extensions, do your lashes, or whatever it is that she wants to do to make herself happy. Do it. I'm not going to condone drug use and alcohol abuse or none of that. Nothing criminal. But if she wants to get her hair done, dye her hair, get another tattoo on her face, that's on her. It's her life. It just makes me sad that adults do this to children and move on to do it to more children. And the guy, Brian Peck, who did that shit to Drake Bell, he was convicted. Now he has to,
Register as a sex offender.
yes, and thank you. And do you know how much time this motherfucker got? 16 months. 16 months for violating a kid. Those are our laws. But someone selling weed will get fucking years, sometimes even life. But someone who sexually assaults a child gets a matter of months and gets out and then gets hired by a very big company who also deals with kids, and he gets to work for them. Now, once they found out he did what he did, they let him go, but I feel like they should have done their due diligence, and there's a lot of people in the industry that are being accused of these things. And sometimes there are people that are on the set, production people, behind the camera, just regular whatever. There was someone else, what's her name? Um she was she was molested on the set of True Lies. Oh, I can't remember her name. I gotta look it up. She said one of the people, Eliza Dushku, she uh, claims that one of the people that worked there abused her there. So it seems to me that kids are not safe around adults. And that makes me sad. Like, I want to watch a kid have a show and be successful in life and grow up to be super successful. That's what should have happened to Amanda Bynes. But it didn't, because the shit caught up to her, it seems like. But that's what it seems like, because I don't know. I don't know. It's disgusting. It's disgusting that adults cannot be trusted around children. It really is. Like, I don't understand how people can do that to someone so young.
Um, that's kind of what has happened throughout society. Sad to say, it still happens.
Yeah,
You
it
don't
still
even have to be
happens.
famous for that to happen.
No, absolutely.
Um, it's a sick world out there. Um,
It really is. And then you have adults doing it to fucking adults.
yep.
You
Again,
have adults, you know,
it's a sick world out there.
sexually assaulting women and men, apparently.
Yeah. Well, again, it's a sick world out there. You know, people are doing gross, sick things to each other.
Yeah.
What more? Well, I mean, I don't know what can I say about that other than, to P Diddy, guard your butthole tight because it sounds like you might be going to jail. Or you might have to go in and sit next to Suge. um, Anything else you
No,
got?
that's it.
Um, this has been another 8:30 show. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Shoot a comment if you've gotten this far. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.